Hey guys, I'm Duncan.
And I'm Russ.
And we're back.
We are indeed back. And today we're going to be looking at a fabulous new amplifier by Boss.
Yeah, today we've got the Boss Katana 50 watt combo. And this is a great amplifier for kind of practicing. And it's a great kind of bare bones. You plug in and you're going to get a great tone no matter what setting you're on.
I mean, this amp has been kind of lighting fire to the whole guitar industry at the moment, right?
It has, because the thing is, with your kind of practice amps, you've got loads of kind of different varieties.
Yeah.
You've got ones which have all the features, so modeling amps which then you can kind of plug in your iPads to or your computer to and everything
This
like
new
that.
technology, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this new crazy technology, kids.
And then you've got the kind of guitarists and musicians who, that's probably like you and me, who kind of you just want to plug in and go.
Yeah.
And these things are great for that. These things are just a bare bones. You've got kind of 4 channels for an electric guitar, and each one sounds great.
I mean, first impressions on the amp from my point of view is that it just seems very honest. Like, as you said, the simplicity of being able to plug in and play is not to be underestimated.
Yeah.
And it has so many effects inbuilt in it as well, right? Like, it's got like some crazy amount of effects in there, and you can set them all part up as presets and chains and stuff.
That's it. So you have the whole catalogue of kind of Boss pedals built into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, saying that, with it, I do believe that you only get the kind of one pedal built into the amp.
Yeah.
If you'd want to change that, then you have to go into some software, and then you can pick and choose the effect which you want into it. But you do have the catalogue of kind of most Boss pedals actually built in.
I mean, because, you know, Boss engineering has been driving the guitar industry now since like the 80s and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's incredibly important software and hardware, and it all sounds awesome.
That's it. And what's great about this is we haven't really seen a Boss amplifier either, have we?
Not
We've
for a
seen
while,
Roland.
right? Yeah. Oh,
you had the Roland
true.
cubes,
Yeah,
and
true.
you obviously have the Blues cube.
I love that amp. I love that amp so much.
But we haven't seen a Boss one. So this is like the first Boss amplifiers which have come out, which is quite nice to see.
And just looking at it as well, it just looks awesome. Like, it's like a little, it's got the Katana symbol on the front of it, and it just looks really subtly
they're
great.
quite sleek, aren't they? It's they're definitely an upgrade from what the Roland cubes used to be.
Oh God, the Roland cubes. I mean, they're still a great product, right? But like, that takes me back some years.
Yeah.
The cubes. So anyway, right? Are we going to show some tones?
Let's get some tones.
So before we begin, I just wanted to note what instruments that we're playing, so you know what that will be like with the Katana.
Yeah, so I'm going to start off on the clean channel through the Katana, and what I've got is I've got a custom kind of super Strat.
the Duncan donut Strat.
Started off as a Hendrix custom Strat, and then I've kind of modded it to kind of be my custom Strat basically. Really kind of changes I made to it, other than kind of look wise, is it's just got kind of Seymour Duncan pickups built into it now.
Very classy,
which is really nice. So, do you want to go?
Yeah, so yeah, this is the hippie prince of guitars, right? This is just the Japanese Paisley Telly that's recently come out by Fender,
Which is beautiful.
and I've actually fallen in love with this guitar. Like, I think this is one of the coolest like Telecasters I've ever seen.
Could be a next purchase.
One more, right? But yeah, no, I love this thing and the cool Paisley colour, and hopefully it'll give you a nice contrast with Duncan Strat.
Right, so starting off on the clean channel, we've got it mic'd up with an SM57 run into Logic Pro.
Pretty simple. Beautiful.
It's real nice.
Like, it's got really balanced, clean, like all of the frequencies are well represented. I mean, it's a 12-inch speaker, right?
Yeah, so
you're still getting a fair bit of bass in there, though.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, really kind of with the EQ on this as well, we've got pretty much everything set at about 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Volume and gain is just set just off 12 as well. Yeah, I'll take you through some picking bits. It reacts real nicely, to be fair. I mean, what you can do on these is, you know, on the clean channel, if you kind of drive up the gain a little bit, yeah, and you still get that kind of great power through it as well. So.
that's always the channel that can sometimes struggle on solid states, right? Is a decent clean sound. And I think in combination with like the Boss reverb, right, it's also really great. Like, because we know that the reverb's going to sound great anyway because it's Boss. But even the fact that it's packed into such a small amplifier and it just sounds wonderful. That's awesome.
It. I mean, I always find that a great kind of way to tell if it's got a solid state amp kind of around that. It's got a good clean sound. Is, you know, you plug it through a Strat and that kind of neck position or your kind of fourth position as well. You want it to bite. If it doesn't bite,
just enough.
It's just on that breakup. Do you want to have a go through it?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I'm going to just do some like little chord shapes and things so you can hear what we've got going on with the telly. So this is on your middle position. It's quite spangly.
Yeah.
Quite nice.
It's still got that bite.
Yeah, I mean, my pickups are slightly less hot than yours.
Yeah.
But it's still retaining the character of your telly, which is quite springy, right? Which is
That's definitely one thing which I found with these amps is it really lets the guitar speak.
Yeah.
So no matter what you're plugging through it, whether it be Strat, Les Paul, SG, anything, it will really make that guitar sound like that guitar. So many amps seem to kind of colour the sound of a guitar.
That's a good point.
But the nice thing about this is you can hear the sound that this is a Strat, and you can hear the sound that that is a Telly, without having it kind of colour too much.
That's a really good point, actually. Like having an amplifier that reflects your guitar's true tonal characteristic is really quite valuable.
Yeah.
Can I have a bit more push?
Yeah, that's fine. So
now that we've got a bit more drive.
nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's not bad. And on the bridge as well. What you expect, sorry.
Twangy like a telly.
I love it. I love this guitar so much.
Right, so now we've looked through the clean sounds. We're going to take you through the next channel, which is going to be the crunch channel.
Hey.
I've got kind of the gain set. What we got the gain set? We've got the gain set about 12 o'clock, and the volume just kind of pushed on this one.
Nice. That was a lovely cheeky bend at the end.
But it's nice. Once again, it's one of those channels which you can just plug in and it sounds great.
I think Roland stroke Boss right now are doing wonders with sort of gain sounds in practice boxes. Yeah. I think if I would have had this amp when I was just learning how to play or as a practice amp at home, my word, you know, like the possibilities are endless. And like solid state technology in particular has come on so much in the last like even 5 years.
That's it.
Like we would never have imagined like this amp being what it is today 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, when we started off playing, there was nothing kind of like this. You know, I mean, when I first started kind of playing, you know, Line 6, the kind of pod farm and things like that.
There was a spider thing.
Yeah,
as well, right?
Those kind of just started kind of creeping out and things. And yeah, I mean, especially the gain just didn't sound realistic at all. It was that typical kind of digital gain, which, I mean, it still has its place now, but kind of as a guitar player, it's not really that sound which I'm after, especially when you kind of you've experienced kind of valve and kind of analog gain.
You can never really go back, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's just the kind of gain which is coming out of things like this It's just really warm. It kind of makes you want to play. It really kind of complements your playing style, no matter what it is.
And let's be real, right? Like, we're always going to love our Valve amplifiers, and this isn't going to replace your Valve rig, but as something to have knocking around your bedroom or backstage or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just to have something around that you can plug into at low volumes at the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I mean, talking about low volumes as well, this has got a great kind of power soak in here as well. So this is actually a 50-watt combo.
It's quite pokey, actually. That's quite loud.
Yeah, I mean, it can go real loud. I mean, you could have no problem using this against a drummer.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we've got it kind of set on the 0.5.
And the low setting on the 0.5.
Just for recording posts. Otherwise, it will just overpower us kind of talking.
But it also demonstrates like what a great sound you can get at such a low volume.
Yeah.
Right. And what you're hearing through the recording setup that we have is like a really low output, like volume of stuff. Right.
And what it does, especially with this, when you have it set at that low watt, it allows you to then crank the channel.
Yeah.
Now, with most, say, kind of solid state amplifiers, you kind of start cranking it or you kind of give it its kind of full capacity. They start to kind of not sound as realistic, and they don't sound as nice. But something like this, you have that feature with the power soak, so you can crank it, and it does start to sound nice.
And the fact that Boss thought about that, they seem to be using that on a lot of their amps. So the Boost Cube has the same concept as well, and it's like, you know, like obviously there's loads of other brands that are tackling that, but like the fact that solid state amplifiers have that as an option is marvelous. Really, let's be real. So
I'll give you some more sounds through it. So I'm gonna go neck position now for this.
Very bouncy.
You want to go this channel?
Of course I do. So yeah, I'm going to just take you through some sounds now with a bit of crunch added to the proceedings. So this is on the middle position, and we've got this kind of springy riff that everyone knows, right? Like, it has to, everyone in the sort has to learn that, right, at some point. There's that intro riff. So that's quite fun. I'm going to put the bridge on for some riffing.
It's got a lot of bite to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like we've also discussed, like this isn't like the most high output guitar either.
Yeah.
What gain are we on right now? 12.
Yeah, you're on 12 actually with the gain for it.
I mean, you know, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's
I mean,
all right.
it's your classic rock sound.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
really
just at the
is.
point of bite, right? And then, can I just have a touch more gain?
So if we kind of dial it in to about kind of 3/4 for the gain.
Yeah. Go on, nice. Right?
I mean, these amps are great for all kind of styles, but I really think that they shine for blues.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging it. I'm really loving that. Like, just as a point of breakup, like, speaking from a player that enjoys that kind of sound, like, it feels authentic in a way that other solid state amps you just don't get that no pun intended, but that feedback that you want from it. And yeah, just having a point of breakup, just nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely adore it.
Great, let's check out the next one then.
Yeah.
Right, so now we've got the lead channel.
We have a Bernie channel.
This is a lot of gain for the lead channel, probably more than you would need for a lead channel, and there's still another channel above it as well. But this is great. Once again, kind of gains. Now on this one we got about kind of 3/4, and now the volume set about 12. So it gives you, with the gain, rolled up that high, it gives you a nice kind of thick sound, and then rolling back the volume, then it just takes a little bit of the kind of gain out of it.
Well, this is going to be your platform, my friend.
Yeah.
You're going to like run and jump on this one. Like this, I think this is destined for you today.
Right, so.
Okay, we'll cut it as due there. That was pretty impressive. Well done, mate. That was great. But back onto the subject of the amplifier.
Yeah.
How hot is that?
That is.
And like balanced as well, like not too over the top. Like the fact
Yeah.
that you can push the gain that far is pretty impressive.
And it's great for kind of chords and things.
Thought here. It's nice and thick and well distorted, but it's not muddy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right, and I think that's a really important distinction to make. Like a lot of these solid state amps of the past, they can get a bit muddy when they're going on such a high gain setting.
Yeah.
But the clarity of these.
Yeah, you lose a lot of definition, but yeah, these you can still hear. Even on the lower note.
Yeah. That's where I noticed it the most. If I was honest, like the lower notes sound refined, and it's like that's unusual.
Yeah.
180 quid, guys, right? 189. Like you have 189 sheets lying around, right?
I mean, these are great. I mean, especially when you kind of compare it to other amplifiers in the same range. You know, for £180, this is insane.
It's pretty mad. It's pretty mad. I mean, like it's been unanimous that all of us at Hickies, we've all said, "Wow, for the money, nothing quite beats it." Like all the other guys on the shop, like I think will attest to that too. In as much as it's like it's untouchable within its price bracket. It's like you know you can't.
I mean, I'm a huge user of the Yamaha modeling of the THR, and I mean that thing's great. I love it, and it's on my desk, and it's a great practice amp. But honestly, like with that, you've got the smaller speakers, a very kind of similar setup to what this one is, but just the sound out of this one, it sounds like you're playing a real amp. If you get what I mean by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so next setting is a brown sound.
The brown sound, which is obviously a reference to, well, not obviously because people might not know, the glory days of like Marshall, like lead and distortion.
I mean, the easiest way to think is just kind of your Marshall just cranked on full.
Yeah.
That's kind of game which you're going to get
Hendrix,
out
your
of
DC, your Led Zeppelin, your Eddie Van Halen, your Slash. Oh,
list is endless.
Like, whoa, all of the greats, right? So I'm gonna just demonstrate a bit of the lead quality of that. So we got. So not bad, right?
Nice.
Pretty bad.
I think for the tone which it's trying to replicate, that's quite nice,
I mean, although I've always been I've always loved the Fender Tweedy stuff and the Fender clean stuff. We all have a soft spot in our heart, right, for like the glory days of Marshall, and having like a little bit of that, just a little bit of it, in such a affordable, awesome amplifier. I mean, just the sustain alone is just.
I mean, that's not even gunning it with the gain. I mean, that's kind of the gain just over 12. So if we kind of increase that, we pop the gain a little bit. the clarity out there, which is great.
Yeah, and like it's not too much. Like I think the previous, like, and also one thing to demonstrate is that, as I've reiterated in this video quite a lot, like this is not high output guitar.
Yeah.
And yet you can still hear the jangly telliness in that as well.
Right, the camera shut off, so we're going to
Radical honesty here. Let's just give this a go.
So we're going to join back,
Yeah.
and now I'm going to have a go at the brown sound, and I've got a lot higher output pickup on this, so we're going to see.
Yeah,
what
I'm a
happens.
flamethrower, mate.
Keeping the footage of that. That was the brown sound, and it's great.
Cool. I mean, it's worth mentioning as well that there's obviously quite a few effects on here.
Right, so what I'll do here is we're going to just take you through kind of the amp and the things which are on there a little bit. I'll actually put up a picture kind of somewhere here on the video after editing magic.
Just on
like the screen so you can see what we're on about. But working left to right, you've got your channels on the top, so amplifier channels. You have actually got 5 channels on here. You've got a clean crunch lead
5 channels!
and you have an acoustic as well, so bear in mind this is an acoustic amplifier.
Yeah,
which is
true.
Amazing, kind of all packed in one here. In this area here you've got obviously the dial which chooses different amplifiers, and then you've got a gain and volume. Moving on, next you've got the EQ. You've got a simple EQ, just bass, middle, treble, which is quite nice. Right, so next then you've got the kind of effects area. Now this is quite cool. On the first dial, you've got a booster slash a modulation kind of dial. So on one side you've got the boost function, on the other side you've got the modulation function. This is all programmable. On here you only get the one pedal kind of per thing, but of course you can then kind of edit that on the computer on the kind of Boss Tone software.
Not counting the reverb, of course. Like the
the reverb's kind of separate with that. But on the actual kind of effects pedal one there, you can kind of change them up once you kind of plug it into the computer. Right. So for now, yeah, I'll take you through the boost one, and then Russ is going to take you through the modulation.
Yeah.
So this is our channel without the boost. Quite nice. So this is the boost. Nice boost. It's a clean boost, which is nice. It's kind of more kind of just pushing up the gain and volume rather than kind of anything else, like saturating it at all.
So, phaser, because EVH wasn't the only guys to use a phaser.
Let me.
Can we drop the rate a little bit?
Yeah, I can drop the rate for you. It's nice. It's just that classic Boss phaser, which we've all known. Let's put the rate all the way up.
Wow, I need to live up to the guitar's rep, right? I need to be this hippie prince I've always wanted to be. But that was cool.
That's cool. Right, so should we take a look at the next one?
Yeah.
Right, so the next one then, we have a kind of a delay slash effect kind of dial here. So on the one hand, you've got all the delay kind of features. Once again, you kind of swap that all out for different types of delays. Bear in mind, you do have a tap tempo on this as well.
Oh,
that's
do you? I didn't know that. That's news to me.
It's really good on there, so it comes up with like a little dial down here with lights up, so it's really quite cool. Nice. And then then you have an effect on the other hand. So I'll show you the delay quickly.
Sure, that's not bad.
Really quite nice.
Well, it's pretty consistent across the board, folks. Like, mental for the money. Insane for the money.
Shall we go the FX?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the also wah feature. And I really dig this, actually. Great for those kind of good for your lead bits.
It's lovely.
I can't help but move my mouth.
Everyone does. Nice. That's not a bad wah, to be fair.
It's not a terrible wah by any means, mate. That's actually pretty cool. That's like essentially a freebie in your decent sounding Sonostate amp. Pretty awesome.
Right, so then the last kind of couple of features which you really have with it is you've got a kind of master control for your reverbs.
Yeah.
It's quite cool. Yeah, I mean, we can dial it all the way in and kind of give you a real kind of washy reverb if you want. Give that a try. So it's nice. Even with it all the way on, it's not an overpowering reverb, which is quite nice with it. And then the last kind of really with it is you have the power control, which we kind of went through before. So you can go 50 watt in this one, you can go 25, 0.5 or a standby mode. And then also on top of that is then you have a kind of a 2-channel kind of select. So if you kind of have some presets which are kind of like your ideal ones, you want to save those,
you can lock them in.
Save them onto those channels, which are quite nice. And then you just have a panel control as well. I mean, with 2 channels as well, you hook a foot pedal up to something like this.
Yeah, that's gig worthy.
You've got your kind of clean and your kind of or crunch and overdrive one, which is quite nice.
So wow, what an amplifier!
Yeah, I mean, we're really kind of blown away with it. There's not really anything to say badly about this amp, which is quite nice.
Absolutely, and like for the money, it is just fantastic. Like, if I was to recommend a practice amp for someone, like I think this would be it.
Yeah.
Like as like a blanket, taste aside.
Yeah.
What would be a great amp for you at home that wouldn't break the bank?
Yeah.
The price is the best thing about this.
Yeah, £180. You can't go wrong.
I mean, yeah, like the sound alone is worth that, but the fact that it's in such a small package and it's such an easy amp to get a decent sound out of. Like, we were just messing around with it for like the last half an hour or so, but in terms of if you were to sit there and dial in everything, and, you know, like you could get some really fat sounds out of this.
Yeah, and I'm sure with something like this as well, I mean, with the kind of online kind of tone print, which Boss always kind of add on to everything as well, I'm sure you could find kind of your idol sounds and kind of dial those into it.
I think it's interesting to see like these watermark points in the guitar industry, like the Lunchbox amp was a big deal, and like, you know, scaling everything down to smaller valve amps or whatever, and it's like the next logical step seems to be this great sounding solid state amplifier. Yeah. And Boss and / Roland seem to be leading the way with it, and this is a fantastic example of the breed. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I hope you've enjoyed today after a little absence, but it's wonderful to be back jamming with this guy.
Yeah, and this guy.
Ah. But thank you very much for tuning in tonight.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Take care.